everyone. It is Monday. Yes, it is Monday. Kicking off week 61, 62. How are you this Monday night? Tell me about your Monday. What are you grateful for this Monday night? I am grateful to be here with you. Busy Monday. Grateful to have you on board this Monday night. A beautiful day outside. The sun was shining. The birds are chirping. Things are good. How about in your world? What is happening in your world tonight? That is what I want to know this Monday night. And how the day's been treating you on this Monday, the 17th of May. The 17th of May already, people. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. That we are already at the 17th of May. Already cruising through the second half. The second half of May here we are. Yes, we are working our way through it. Working. Nice, kitty. I'm glad to hear that you were only down 2 hours for the swap over. Hey, Lindsay's here. Great to have you here, Lindsay. Hey, Adele and Dazzle are here. Dazzle, it's treat time. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about treats tonight. It is great to have you all here. I'm glad to hear good things are happening. It has been a beautiful day here. Our governor announced our advancing reopening plan, so that's good for some confusion and some good news. Puts people in a good spirit. Dinner was good last night and tonight. Tonight was a home-cooked meal, but last night was very nice. It was very, very nice to get out with some good friends last night and have dinner. I appreciate all of you allowing for that. That was very, very nice last night. We had good food, good company, and a nice night to sit outside, so it was great. We did enjoy it. Thank you. Let's get started with the Good Morning, Good Night book. Good Morning, Good Night book is where we're going. Oh, your mask mandate was dropped this afternoon. Well, I'm going to talk a little bit about it tonight. I'm not going to try to monopolize with mask mandates, but there is a lot going on with that. Let's get into the Good Morning, Good Night book. Tonight we're on page 132. Good morning. Sidekick your fears. Front kick your distractions. Boom. You go up a belt. Boom. Well, let's get started. Let's see what we got going on today. When we help ourselves, we find moments of happiness. When we help others, we find lasting fulfillment. When we help ourselves, we find moments of happiness. When we help others, we find lasting fulfillment. There's your quote from Simon today. It's tax day, people. It is tax day. If you have not filed your tax return, your personal taxes, if you have not asked for a personal extension, today is the day. You still got a few hours to file your taxes. You still got a few hours. We are broadcasting tonight on both Facebook and YouTube. Any problems on the Facebook, you can click right on over to the YouTube. Cassandra's got the link there in the show notes. Yes, so today is tax day. So I thought I'd give you what is the IRS is dealing just like you are with all the problems of being in business. And the IRS, ultimately is the business of the government. And the IRS is dealing with staffing shortages, a pile of leftover returns from last tax season, complex rule changes that are causing errors on many tax returns, and apparently some shoddy equipment too. And according to a IRS report that was issued this month by the Treasury Inspector General for Tax Administration, a top reason for delays at the IRS? What is a top reason that the IRS has delays? According to the Treasury Inspector General for Tax Administration. That's a real title. I am not making that up. I am not creative enough to make that up. One of the top reasons that there could be delays and backlogs in processing returns, the printer at the IRS could be out of ink. Seriously, it was right in the Treasury Inspector General's report. Yes, the printer. You need to put ink in the printer. Even right over here, I got my box of toner right here. You know, we'll send it to the IRS so that they can get going. That is why. But I hope you all have your taxes done or applied for an extension. Oh, Rose, I'm so excited for you. Yay, Rose. I'm so glad that you got your supplemental idol today. That is so exciting because I know that will do so much good for you. You know, it is all good. But ink. And you got to put paper in the printer too, you know? You need paper. Paper and ink. And I'm a paper guy. You guys know that. I like my paper. So, I mean, I print a lot. I print an awful lot. Well, where is the latest Gucci installation? Where are you going to find all the latest Gucci? Hey, Kelly and Julie are here. Hey, Julie Jankowicz, great to have you here. Where do you find the latest Gucci? The latest Gucci. In Roblox, new virtual world. Gucci's expanding its presence on Roblox, a metaverse and gaming platform, with a 2-week art installation. And it's all about, you got to give Gucci credit. They are building brand awareness among some very young customers. First came the Gucci Garden installation in the brand's Florence Palazzo. Now comes another garden, open to the world and time zone agnostic. Behold, a fantastical virtual Gucci garden to wander through, offering immersion in everything in the Everything Goes universe. The Gucci Garden unveiled today on the gaming platform that is initially popular among preteens. And it's to give you the feel and look of Gucci. Hey, Suzanne and MJ, great to have you here. The Gucci Garden. And you can be going through the virtual universe in Gucci. It's smart. It's smart. Get them while they're young. Get them while they're young. And there's, you know, who are they competing with in the Roblox universe? I mean, that is just smart branding. It's part of the reason why I like that we still do kids. You know, I know a lot of people, kids is tough. It's a lot of small stuff. But if we get them when they're young, we get them into adulthood, we get them into home decor, and we get the buyer, the mom who's in charge of it all. So it gets us a buyer. So I give Gucci credit for inserting themselves in that gaming platform. That is just smart. Some April stats, and you're going to hear misleading things about April retail sales. And so I want to talk about that for a minute. April retail sales are up year over year. 28.8% year over year. Not a big surprise there. Everybody was closed last April, or most of last April. But the number that is getting talked about in the news media is that April retail sales were flat. Okay, and when they're saying they're flat, they're comparing April to March. Okay, that April's retail sales were flat with March's retail sales. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, because to a great degree, April was standing on its own. Okay, March was flooded with stimulus money. Okay, March was flooded with stimulus money in people's bank accounts that people were spending. And April, as the economy further reopened, people were still spending at the same level with their own money that they were in March. So that's really a good thing. And let's not forget, the additional stimulus for parents starts this summer. Starts in July. July 15th, the IRS announced today. They will start the per kid payments to families, where families will get $250 per kid up to age 17, and $300 per kid for each kid under 6 years old through the end of the year. So that will provide some really great stimulus as we head into the back to school season. So, and most families don't know this money is coming. They're going to wake up the middle of July and be like, hey, the IRS sent me money. I better go withdraw it before they try to take it back. But yes, that money will start flowing. The IRS said July 15th. The IRS also said this week they are sending out refunds to people who already filed before the change to make the first $10,000 of unemployment income from 2020 non-taxable. So people who had filed before the law changed in March, who had already filed their taxes, the IRS has now made a change, and the IRS went back and did these returns and is starting sending out money this week to people who got that. It is good news, Julie. It is all good news. I think the only thing that's bad news with that is our kids are older. I think that's the only part of that news that's bad, is that our kids are older. We're not getting anything. But this is good because it puts money into the economy this year. It keeps money coming into this economy as we're working our way out of this and growing our way out of this. And this should really lead to a stupendous fall season. I mean, the best is yet to come for clothing. So I can't stress that enough. But the media really looks with these retail sales numbers to talk about the negative in it, and it's not negative. You don't have to look very far to find the positive in it, because if April kept up with March, that's a good thing. And if you look back to April 2019, not compare it to 2020, the numbers were up. So this is good growth. This is a good thing. You've heard the term shelter in place. Shelter in place. You've heard that term before. You should shelter in place. Do not leave your home. Shelter in place. There's a tornado coming. There is a tsunami coming. Shelter in place. Well, that is actually a term for saying don't change jobs. And it is expected that there will be a job change tsunami come late this summer, early fall, with people looking to change jobs that have been sheltering in place during the pandemic because it was too scary to change jobs. So more than people getting off the sidelines, which I still expect people to get off the job hunting sidelines later this summer. There is expected that at all levels of employment there to be a job change tsunami. So that is really kind of interesting. I hadn't heard that term, shelter in place for a job, but that is what people have been doing during this pandemic. I'm a big believer you should love what you do. You should enjoy what you do. Life's too short. We all deal with some junk in our jobs, but for the most part, you should really enjoy what you do. And if you don't, you should move on. But I understand the cautiousness during the pandemic and everything else. So, but yes, as pandemic uncertainty subsides, people will start, that are already employed, will start looking for jobs. Well, what is Starbucks' latest? Maybe its next official menu item. Okay, I don't know if Henry's ears just perked up, Julie, but Starbucks may officially add Puppuccinos to its menu. And it is looking to also get into the pet apparel business. Puppuccinos and pet apparel. Yes. Starbucks Puppuccinos may soon officially be part of the Starbucks menu as a new trademark filing suggests. The coffee giant applied to trademark the term Puppuccino in the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office on May 4th. Puppuccinos are small amounts of whipped cream served in espresso or sample cups that customers can give to their dogs. Dazzle, you're out of luck on this one. No cataccinos, Puppuccinos. They're not officially on Starbucks menus, but customers can order whipped cream on the side for free. All customers, hey, I like whipped cream. Why would you buy pet attire at a coffee shop? Because you're not going anyplace else. I don't know, because Starbucks aficionados. I mean, even in my world, do I have one in here? Hang on a second. There's one. Right here, Kelly. Even right here, I've got a Starbucks Baracchino. A Baracchino. A Baracchino. When I used to travel all the time on business, because you can. That's right, Julie. But I have Baracchinos. I collected Baracchinos when I used to travel. When I was a consultant before resale, when I was a consultant before I became a resale consultant, when I traveled all over the place, I used to collect Baracchinos for Rebecca from different cities I would travel to. And there's one right there in my office. That's what I think she got me. I don't. But I didn't know we can get free whipped cream at Starbucks. I'd order more whipped cream on the side. And if you go, Kelly, if you go to Etsy, there's already hundreds of results for Starbucks pet bandanas made by fans. So why shouldn't Starbucks cash in on it? The trademark application lists the whipped cream and pet bandanas. Where some Dunkin' locations will offer a cup of whipped cream, a Shake Shack, Culver's, and Dairy Queen all have other dog treats available. Who knew all this? Who knew that all these dog apparels, all these things were, out there? I was involved today, so to hit masks here for just a second. So I was involved in an intense discussion. The National Retail Federation had a call today with Dr. John Howard, who is the director of the National Institute of Occupational Safety and Health. National Institute of Occupational Safety and Health, NIOSH, the sub-agency of the CDC tasked with the promotion of safe and healthy workplaces. And it was a very good call and a lot of great information. But even better than that was the discussion between the retailers afterwards. We had a lot of big guys, Gap, Tractor Supply, J. Crew, Build-A-Bear, and among many others, and talking about what they're doing with masks and what they're doing in various areas of the country. Macy's was on there, was part of the discussion. Part of this is national, part of it is local, because what you're seeing now is like we did in the beginning, where the local fiefdom, the local health director doesn't agree with what the CDC or what the government is doing, so they come out with their own local city regulation, county organization regulation, all these types of regulations. For example, I believe it's LA County, they're requiring employers that deal with food, okay, to have the vaccination status of all their employees and require any fully vaccinated employee to continue to wear a mask and go through, and a mask and a visor, okay, a face shield. So you're getting all these complex regulations. These town regulations are starting to pop up again around the country. So that's one thing. The other thing is, the bigger the store, the more open, in a general sense in this discussion, the bigger the retailer's average store, the more likely they were to ditch the mask mandate altogether when they're able to. So now Target has joined that. So you have Walmart, Trader Joe's, Target, Costco, who are all dropping mask mandates, okay, as soon as they are able to on a local level. Which is one phase. You have other stores that are smaller, 2,000 to 4,000 square feet, that are still trying to enforce them. Some are making it optional. Again, you're the governor of your store. Whatever you decide to do is okay. Although I think the ship is sailing on this. Okay, the governor of Massachusetts announced ours will drop on May 29th, Memorial Day weekend. And I shared that with our staff, that we will maintain it till then. And, I'm not putting them in the fighting line on fighting people on this. Yes, Kelly, they are dropping it for customers and employees. They're dropping it for both. And they're not checking vaccination statuses. They are not checking vaccination statuses on their employees. Most people don't want to have that information, have that medical information on it. Some of them are using third-party verification services, and some of them are acknowledging that they've seen the card because they've given incentives to their employees. But, the ship has sailed on this with all the big guys, and in areas. And I think, quite honestly, you have to do it within your comfort level. Okay, you have to do it within your comfort level. If you're comfortable still wearing a mask, I think our signs will update to masks welcome, was I think the phrase that I used today with staff. It is just, I think many of my staff will still wear it, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. But trying to make customers do the right thing, and it's just too hard. It's fighting an uphill battle. It really is. So, but there's lots of good science behind this. I'd like to be right there with the science. Connecticut's dropping it Wednesday, but I took Nana for an ice cream cone today, and one of the people working there was wearing a mask, and the other line wasn't. And the people in front of me left because one of the people wasn't wearing a mask. I'm with it. More than half the people are not wearing a mask correctly. So I don't know what to tell you with that. Um, but that is what's happening with that. It was a really good conversation. I expect more retailers in the coming days will join Walmart, Trader Joe's, Costco, Target, and others in dropping the mask mandate. That's good, Kitty. I like that. I'm glad that you told your employee that wasn't your only employee that wasn't vaccinated, that she has to wear her mask until she gets vaccinated. That's good. Right. I agree with that, Heidi. And you just got to be comfortable. You're the governor of your store. You are still setting the rules. I just don't want to put my people on a firing line. And I expect most will still wear their masks when it's initially lifted. Um, but I'm not going to get into that battle. There's already been too much. We've had more incidents without mask wearing since the CDC announcement last week than we did all during this, where we haven't had any real problems. So, um, I want to keep my team safe, and and ultimately, I was encouraging them to get vaccinated, especially right now. There's no hassle. You can walk right in and get vaccinated. It's really easy. It's not a big deal. You can get it done quickly. So, um, you know, get the shot, people. Get the shot. I mean, the science works. That is why we're seeing the drop in hospitalization, illness, deaths. I mean, it's not a mirage. Um, the other thing with it is that the big guys are holding on to one of the questions that we discussed today was the theater of plastic barriers. Okay, the theater of plastic barriers. And they all know it's theater. Everybody knows it's theater, okay, because that's not what's truly protecting things. But they're all, everybody talked about leaving up the barriers because between the cost of the barriers and the cost to install them, they plan on leaving them up at least through next winter. To see what type of illness or other issues are facing us next winter, was their concern. So all the big guys that were on the call voiced that as a concern for next winter, and they said they were going to leave the barriers up. They would like to remove them just to have that closer customer experience, but leaving them up through next winter. So it is a long time, but the concern is that you could have spikes next winter. That next winter is an unknown, and I understand where they're coming from on that. I do understand where they are coming from on that. So so keep that in mind. Lastly, I posted last night. I forgot to talk about it last night when I was so excited to be able to have dinner last night. I posted a list of CDFIs across the country in the Nart's private Facebook group, and I'm sure Adele's already got it over to narts.org/resale strong for us. The list of CDFIs. So if you have not gotten a second PPP, this is a nationwide list, and in there's also some that are online that do all states online. That's marked in the comments there. There's still money. There's still time. The PPP, one of the things that the SBA has told banks that by the close of tonight, they have to remove any applications that were not approved and notify people today so that they can still go and find a CDFI if they qualify to get a PPP in. So if you haven't gotten a PPP in and you're eligible for a second PPP, or quite honestly, if you never got a first PP, you're eligible for that through a CDFI as well. That list is in the Nart's private Facebook group and over at narts.org/resale strong. You know what else? This video and everything I talk about goes over to nards.org/resale strong by noon the next day. Noon, I tell you, it's amazing. Everything's over there. All of the files, all the links, and a direct link to the YouTube channel. You're not alone running this store, where you can like, comment, subscribe, and yes, you can ring the bell so you know when a new video drops. There you go. You can also share nards.org/resale strong with all your friends in business. The butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker. We're going to help everybody make it to the other side of this. Yes, we are. I am here live in the Nards private Facebook group at more 8 than ish, live every night at more 8 than ish in the Nards private Facebook group. But if you have a question in between, you just email me, Neil, Neil, at ECIstores.com, Neil at ECIstores.com. We start this program every night with the Good Morning, Good Night book. The Good Morning, Good Night book is how we start this program every night. Tonight, we're on page 132. If you were not here at the top of the program, our good morning is, good morning, sidekick your fears, front kick your distractions. Boom, you go up a belt. Our good night tonight is good night, sidekick your anxiety, front kick your doubts. Boom, you go up a belt. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Neil Abramson. I do like a good party, a wedding, a bar mitzvah, a tax day celebration. I don't know. We will party again. We will party in person. And when we do, I'm going to be there with you. But until then, and until tomorrow night at more 8 than ish, know that you, and you, but most importantly you, yes you, you're not alone running this store. Have a great night, everybody. It's time for dessert.